Hello!
Hello.
And welcome
To Deaf and Dumb.
to Deaf and Dumb, yeah. I'm Dan.
And I'm Dudley.
You said your full name this time.
Yes, I remember.
You remembered.
my real name this
It
time.
sounded like you had a little bit of hesitation there.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I am Dudley.
I'm Dudley, baby.
Dudley I am.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Yeah,
You have a good week?
it was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I surprised you
Yeah, you surprised me with
beginning of
something
this
beginning-
week.
Last,
I was planning originally to show you not even show you it until we were on the air, but I was so excited about it I had to show you because it came in like literally right after we finished last week's episode. I got it.
yeah.
But, a friend of ours, a buddy of ours, Victoria Stone, who
Our
we
first
went to art school with.
Budette. Would it be Budette? Or would
Budette.
Yeah, Budette.
No, that sounds
female
weird.
variant of Budette.
I think I think it's genderless. I think they're all buddies.
They're all buddies? Okay.
Yeah, a
All
buddy
right.
of ours, Victoria. She
Buddy
did
Victoria.
I asked her if she's a fantastic artist,
Uh-huh.
and I asked if she would do a caricature
You got too many
of us for to use as a logo and as for just cover photos and that kind of thing. And she did not disappoint.
Yeah, you showed it to me last week, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's really great. I was really happy about it. Of course, I expected it to be good. She's really good. I always like what she works on. And so I want to do a shout out to her and thank her for doing that for us.
Yeah, so if you want to see it, it's on our Facebook page.
It's on our Facebook page and
our Twitter page
It's on
as
our
well.
Twitter page, so you just go there, you'll see it there.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I love it.
Mm-hmm. It's quite nice. It's very well done.
Yeah,
and it's kind of amusing.
It is amusing, I think so.
It captures it well.
I think it captures our general tone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thank you, Victoria, for doing that.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, not a lot of games. I know we're going to spend a lot of time talking about E3, but
Yes,
let's quickly.
It's a big week for E3.
Big
but
week
let's talk about what
E3
we
happened
played.
this week. But let's briefly cover what the few games we have played. I understand you didn't have another week.
I had another week.
Another dry week.
Another week of no video
what-
games. I was almost going to play Dark Souls 3 yesterday, and I just didn't get it.
And
Get
so,
it to
what
it, and-
are you doing with your time?
I don't even know anymore. Just
like
goes
I
away.
just I don't know. I was about to load up Dark Souls 3 today, but then I got distracted. I've been painting my models.
Yeah, you went and got paint.
I went and got
stuff.
some paints and more paints and to cover the new color scheme I need to do for my for my Cephalix army because I'm not gonna paint them all the same as my Minoth army. So I haven't even touched the Cephalix guys. I've been actually trying to finish painting my Minoth army. So I'm on the painting game. I'm excited. I'm not that good at it, but I'm happy with what I'm able to
it looks
produce.
pretty good. What you've shown me.
Yeah,
looked good,
I'm liking it. So I've been working on that, and we went and hung out with our buddy Gary.
Yes.
And
played some board games.
buddy John Dorsey. And we played some board games this week. First, we played Sheriff of Nottingham, which we've talked about.
Yeah, we played it. We played it lots of times. It was my game, and Gary and John Dorsey had never played it, and then we played with Philippe, who hadn't met before. But the five of us played, and so they hadn't played. We'd played, and it was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun playing with new people.
Yeah, it was fun playing with new people who hadn't played it before, and John Dorsey.
He's really good at it.
Really, really
He's such a stone-faced guy. It's so hard to tell what he's doing.
I mean, I'm usually pretty good at reading people in that game. I got a general idea.
But he's not readable.
I couldn't read him. Let him go at one point in the game. I was like, you don't got anything.
Yeah.
It was early in the game. First time, really, I was the sheriff, and I was like, man, you got nothing.
Yeah.
I gave him 3 cards. He had 3 contraband. 3. And I was just like,
the game's all about like getting stuff to your market and getting contraband. You make more money off of it, but without getting caught by whoever the sheriff is.
Yeah,
and oh man,
God.
It was really fun. He did really well.
He really well.
He ended up winning.
He won. He beat me by 3 points.
Yeah.
which I had paid him at one point. I had paid him 3 coins to open everybody else's, and it paid off because he lost money, everyone else lost money. It was kind of a redistribution.
Yeah,
but it was kind of funny. Except
you were
me,
three coins short.
But I came up 3 coins short, so I think
it is probably the worst I've ever done at that game. I was last place.
Pretty bad.
I was terrible. I did terrible.
You couldn't get anything.
I had
through.
no money, like cash money left by the end of the game. I had like 10 coins. That was it.
Yeah, you paid me 10 at my last round on the last round.
It was bad. It was really bad. But yeah, that was fun. It was fun playing that. And we also played a game called 51st State.
Yes,
which is the re-release of an older game, I think. But the set is called 51st State's Master Set. It just came out. Our buddy Gary got it. And
kind of a rebranding of another game, right?
Well, no.
Well, or not rebranding, but another version of another game, right?
I mean, it used a lot of similar mechanics. I don't know if the original one used that same mechanic or not.
I'm talking about it's similar to another game you were talking about.
Yeah, well,
which I haven't played, so I don't really know.
It's very similar to Imperial Settlers, which is another game Gary has. They're both from Portal Games, and they're both pretty fun. And they're card games. They're kind of like engine building games.
Yeah.
You're buying cars to build up your little settlement. In Imperial Settlers, you're all like different races of settlers, and in 51st States, it's like this apocalyptic world, and everyone's trying to make their own new civilization.
Yeah,
and so, but it's a similar mechanic. The big difference is like Imperial Settlers, everyone has their own individual deck of cards that they can draw and they build and draw from, and in 51st State,
it's all
one die, which I kind of liked. Everyone's kind of drawing from the same pile. I liked it a lot, but I ended up winning. You didn't do very well.
I don't know if it was just a bad game or if I don't know. My problem was
the game is
not
bad.
You mean the game is fine. I don't know if I had a bad game. I think it was just bad draws, and I'm wondering. I'm worried that if it can go, I did terrible. I never played Imperial Settlers.
Yeah,
I was learning the game, and y'all had the gist of it because y'all played that.
John and I played Imperial Settlers,
and so I was I was learning holding the game, and I thought I did okay, but I felt like half the game I wasn't doing anything because I would use all my resources, and then I would just sit there, and I'd be like. Not just like a couple of rounds, like 3 or 4 or 5 rounds, and I'm not doing anything because I've already passed.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do anything else, and I don't know how, other than just getting better cards, how I could have done better, and that kind of worries me a little bit. I'd need to play it again.
I think John and I had a little bit of leg up having played Imperial Settlers, and then it was presented to us like, this is exactly like Imperial Settlers, and it really is.
Yeah.
There's some minor mechanics difference, and like the card setup is different, but it's basically the same, and the whole thing's about min-maxing like as much of those little cards and using as much as you can, just squeezing everything out of it. And I think we had that in mind, and so we were able to like get stuff built up a little quicker. And I think you did have a bad run of cards. I know, like I was really lucky in some of the cards I got, and that helped me a lot.
Well, there's 3 types of cards. There are production cards, action cards, and sequence
features.
Features
are like
features
like
are just kind
things.
of passive.
Production makes things for you,
and actions
are things you can like do.
Yeah,
and that, like,
typically to get points or something else.
Yeah,
and I got nothing but production cards for the first 2 rounds.
Well, not a bad thing, but
which wasn't a problem, except they were all like similar, and it's like I don't know. It's like I can't remember. I got production cards. I got I got production and I got action cards, but the action cards took a lot of stuff I couldn't get production cards for.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need this. Well, I have no way of getting that. There's didn't get the production cards to go with those action cards. You know what I mean? So it was hard for me to justify making one thing to get to another. I couldn't see where I was going.
Yeah.
And I think that was the problem.
I think it helped me a little bit because, I knew what I was doing, and I kind of understood that I wasn't having to wrap my head around the mechanics, but also that I had a few action cards or feature cards that kind of gave me a direction.
Yeah,
like,
see, I didn't have that.
This if I can build these, I can get this will generate action points by you having it was feature cards, I believe, that by every time I produce a certain item, I got victory points. So I was like, that means I need to find a way to produce that. So that gave me a direction to start building, and that helped me a lot.
I didn't have a direction, so I didn't know why I should build certain things, and even then, I couldn't build. I could only pick one or two things because I didn't have the action or the workers to do it. Yeah. So I'd have to make a guess that I guess I'll do this one, and then it wouldn't really pay it off. Yeah. So I guess now that I've played it and kind of know what there is out there, maybe I'll do better the next time.
I definitely want to play it again. I also want to play Imperial Settlers again. Yeah. So at some point we'll have to go over and get Gary, because he has both. He has both games, and even though they're very similar, but they're both I really like. I'm not sure which one. I might like 51st State better, but again, I was learning when I played Imperial Settlers, so maybe because I understood better, I can.
You and John were going at it there for a little bit.
Yeah, at the beginning, I was playing New York, which is like this weird government. I took it all in Fallout terms. Yeah. I was the Enclave, and John was the mutants. Yeah. And so he was like the ghouls and the super mutants, and then you were like the merchants traders or whatever. So you're like the hub traders or something like that. And then Gary was like the frontier. Gary's like the
I don't even remember what Gary was. I didn't really.
They were another kind of group, but I think I would put them like the New California Republic or something like that. That's kind of how that's the way I put everything in Fallout world terms. And right at the beginning, because I had the weapons to raid people, you can raid each other's cards and destroy them, and he hit me, so I hit him back, and we went back and forth until we were basically out of those tokens, and so we ended up hitting each other pretty hard, but I think I came out fine afterwards.
I don't think it really hindered either one of y'all. Y'all hurt each other, but then y'all kind of quickly
I kept him from getting a few resources. That there was a few cards. All of the cards I hit his were production cards that were going to help him a lot. Yeah. And I think I hurt him quite a bit when I did it. Mine were stuff that I could use, but I was still producing lots of other stuff, so it didn't hurt me too bad. Yeah. But it's a fun game. I definitely want to play it some more and check it out.
Speaking of board game stuff, we're going to go to the beach soon.
We're going on vacation.
We're going on vacation soon, and we usually spend most of the time, like evening stuff, we play board games. So we'll probably, when we get back, we'll have a pretty big episode about board games.
Yeah, we should. We're going to be... Yeah, like next weekend, like this weekend, I guess. This weekend is when we'll be leaving to go to the beach. So we'll have an episode up for next week. And
we're going to pre-record.
So in 2 episodes, there'll be a full episode of Beach Week.
Board games.
Board games, because we also do a lot of role-playing game stuff. Yeah. I know we're going to get Fiasco, have it. I'm thinking about putting together a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Maybe a one-shot.
A one-shot of some kind. I don't know. It really just comes down to having time. We've been working so much lately. I don't know if I have time to put a game together.
Yeah, it'd be nice, maybe.
It'd be really... I've been itching to play.
So that's something to look forward to in about 2 episodes.
Not the next episode, but the next. So it'll be episode 20.
Yeah, episode 20 will be a big board game episode, I'm sure.
I mentioned it last week, DTS World, the little flight sim game. Yeah. That's free. You buy more planes in it, but the base game's free. And I played it for a little bit. It's really hard. Yeah.
Flying real planes is hard too.
Yeah, so. It took me a little while to get the controls set up for it, and then I jumped into it and tried it out and did the training to learn to fly this one plane. Yeah. Because each plane had its own training thing, I think.
Yeah, because all planes are different.
And so I got the controls set up for it, and then I was like learning to... But I stopped playing it because I only played it for an evening or something, because for some reason there was this buzzer alarm going off in the plane, and it's really loud and it's really obnoxious, and it's drowning out the instruction voice. The guy
you don't even know how to do it.
And I don't know why it's doing it or what. I think it's some kind of alarm for radar thing, but it shouldn't be going off because I'm just sitting on the runway and it's it's buzzing at me, and I don't know how to turn it off or fix it, and it was so obnoxious. I haven't messed with it again. Well, even though when I did do the training to taxi and take off, and that was cool and it was fun, but I did not. Every time I tried to go do the other trainings, I just got that noise was bothering me, and I couldn't. I don't know when. Sometimes it would cut off, sometimes it wouldn't, and it was just bothering me. So I haven't messed with it since. But what little I did was cool and difficult, but it was fun.
All right, let's get into news.
Yeah, let's talk about some E3 stuff. I watched a lot of videos of trailers but the first one I kind of want to talk about.
All right,
is Kojima.
Kojima
surprised us all with a super early teaser trailer.
Announcement trailer
is what it is.
It's what it is.
For the game called Death Stranding.
Yeah, and it's like it's really weird. It looks really weird.
Yeah, you came in and told me, it's like, hey, there's Kojima put out an announcement video for their new game, and I'm like, for their next game. I'm like, oh, cool. And I pulled it up, and I watched it. And the first thing I did was text our buddy Graham, because he's the one who told you about it, right?
Yeah, he texted me about it.
And he's a huge Kojima fan.
It happened I guess Sunday
night, I believe. Sunday. Anyway, and I watched it, and I was just like,
Monday night, but
what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah,
I literally texted him going, what did I just see? I don't know what this is. It's so weird.
It's really bizarre, but it's got all kinds of,
It's got my attention, though.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of potential symbolism and who knows what all. But it's starring Norman Reedus.
Yeah. There was a holdover from the Silent Hill.
Yeah, because they were supposed to do Silent Hills together. Norman Reedus
with Del Toro,
with Guillermo del Toro, and Kojima, but also being distributed by Konami. But that all fell apart. I assume because Kojima leaving Konami, and that just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So that all happened, and now it looks like Norman Reedus and Kojima are just going to be working together on this game.
Yeah.
We don't have Del Toro this time.
Yeah, but and I understand it's not going to be a horror game. It's even though it's kind of weird and trippy.
Apparently genre blending, but it's action, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But the games go far out. I mean, there's no date or anything on it, and like that they haven't even picked. This is just like an announcement that they're going to make.
Yeah,
this
they
game.
don't even know what engine they're.
Yeah, they haven't even picked an engine for it yet. So this is years out.
Yeah, this is a long way to go.
And Kojima's known for announcing stuff way
My guess
early.
is to generate buzz, and then also it's a new production company.
Oh, yeah.
So Kojima Productions. So.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure it also may draw in investors and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
might be that too.
Yeah. But it looks wild. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. And it's trippy.
Yeah. Also, the Norman Reedus posted a picture after the same evening, and it was a picture of Kojima drinking from a teacup, and the teacup said "Konami Tears."
Yeah, it was Photoshop, but yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't a real cup.
Oh, okay. I thought it was real.
It was Photoshopped.
Okay, I hadn't even. I didn't. I just saw the picture.
Yeah,
so
it was kind of a jab at it, but yeah, no, it was a Photoshopped picture. I don't think he actually owns a cup that says Konami Tears.
He should.
But
they're gonna need to fill it.
But yeah, but yeah, so that looks interesting. I'm intrigued. Go watch it and then you sit there and scratch your head, going, I don't know what I just watched. I don't know what I just watched, but yes, I will play this.
But yeah, okay. Let's see other news from E3.
The Elder Scrolls Skyrim remastered.
Yeah, I think at first we talked about it being rumored.
That the rumor was that they were going to make it.
And I didn't really think it would happen, but then, it makes sense.
Yeah, and especially since the next Elder Scrolls is way off.
Well, yeah, Todd Howard said the next Elder Scrolls is nowhere close to being...
Yeah, I kind of figured...
They said that new technology would need to be developed and also probably a new engine. So it won't be until... It'll be a while.
Yeah, I figured. They usually run... Yeah, that's what I figured. It's never going to build... It's going to take a while because they'll probably build a new engine.
Well, they usually do. Usually they do a new engine for the new Elder Scrolls, and then now...
That kind of fuels...
Following the trend that goes into their other games, and then Fallout will probably follow that as well.
But at first I was like, kind of... I played Skyrim to death. And I was like, as cool as it would be to get the remastered one, I was like kind of on the fence about it. But then I watched the trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched it?
No.
Oh, it's beautiful. It looks amazing.
I thought the original game
does look great, but the new one looks amazing. It's kind of like, you know how good Fallout, when you first, like, Fallout 4, you heard, it's going to be on the Skyrim engine. You know, but you went in, you're like, wow, this looks amazing, right?
Yeah, it looks really good, yeah.
It's on that level. It looks like they kind of took the revamp of the engine and turned it back on Skyrim. It looks really good.
Well, and it's going to add 4K support and, and all that stuff. So and 64 bits. It's going to be the engine nice. Is their new. It's now been brought up to 64-bit
nice.
Engine.
So I can actually run it.
Yeah, it'll run
with my full capability of my system.
Yeah, so it's going to be
I don't remember the release date on it.
I thought I saw it, but I don't know.
I'll look it up. But I might have to get it. I don't know. It just looks so cool.
Yeah, I didn't get a date on it either. But it also, they did say it would support the old mods as well. So if
nice. So you don't lose any.
It'll bring mods to the console. So
October. Check for October release date.
The mods will be. It will basically do like Fallout 4 just recently did. You can play mods on the consoles, PS4 and Xbox One, and then also the old mods will be will transfer. I mean, obviously the people who made them will have to do a little reworking, but for the most part it will transfer.
For the most part, it's just a visual update. So textures and stuff was probably everything. As long as you don't introduce, if you introduce new texture stuff, you probably have to update that stuff. As far as like the new stuff, it just probably
apparently it won't be a problem to bring in the old.
But mods. it looks good. It looks good enough. And with an Elder Scrolls a ways off, I might have to get it just to. And play through it again.
I've played it a lot, and I don't know if I could play it again.
I probably have almost 200 hours in that game.
The only reason I would go back to it is there are a couple of DLCs I didn't finish.
I'm trying to think if I did the DLCs. What were the DLCs in that game?
There's the vampire one, the vampire werewolf one.
I don't know.
And then there's the there's the vampire one, and then there's the one where you go to the Morrowind area.
Skarsgård or whatever.
Yeah, and that one was pretty good. I was playing it the last time I played.
I don't know if I ever
did get it.
I don't know if I ever did those. Yeah. I don't remember. So maybe I'll have to do it just
all that will be in the remaster.
Yeah, so maybe that might be enough for new content for me to get into it again. Yeah. I definitely it looks amazing though. I highly recommend checking it out. Or if you don't want to buy it, maybe you shouldn't check it out.
That's kind of my thing. I don't think I want to pay for it again. But yeah.
Well, since we're in the Bethesda wheelhouse right now, let's. You want to talk about the Fallout 4 DLCs?
Oh,
they announced the new ones for you?
Fallout 4 DLCs were announced.
The first one comes out this week. Yes. I think I said last week.
You mentioned it, and you said you thought it was going to be.
I thought
Tuesday,
it was this week,
but it's not. It's this.
And I swear it said this week when I saw a trailer, but maybe it meant like the next week. I don't know. It comes out the 21st, so
it
tomorrow.
Comes out the first. Yeah, on Tuesday next week.
Yeah, and it's called Contraptions, and it's more built workshop stuff. It's like
a lot of workshop stuff.
It's all like contraptions. The video I watched showed what do you call them?
Rube Goldberg.
A Rube Goldberg machine. Right? Yeah. You got a ball rolling through a little thing and doing stuff. And that looks really cool. The fact that you can do all these like weird little physics, traps, setup stuff. But that looks cool. And that was like, okay, that's cool. It's just more stuff you can build. It seems
like it just adds more customization with the, more things you can do with
but the one
workshop, which
flipped
is cool.
my shit over. And I after I watched it, I jumped up and ran to your room and told you about it.
Yes.
Was the one that comes out in July is called Vault Tech.
Yes.
And you build your own vault.
Yeah, with your own experiments.
Yeah, which you can do run your own experiment.
Which I'm holding out to see how.
Yeah, I'm trying not to let it blow up in my head what the hell that can do. But that sounds so cool. Just the fact you can build your own vault, it was enough.
Well, it looks to me, just from what I saw a little bit on the video, it almost looks like. It's like Fallout Shelters, the mobile game, put into the game.
It does. That's exactly what it looks like. Because the iOS and I guess it's on Android too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
app game, Fallout Shelter came out at the same time as Fallout 4, which is a lot of fun. I played it quite a bit. Where it's a little 2D, side cut vault building game.
Yeah.
And it does look
it looks like that.
It looks like a 3D version, more complex version of it. And I'm like, and which that game's getting an update too. Apparently.
Yes.
They're adding more stuff where you can actually.
They're always adding more stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, the new stuff they're going to add is you can go outside and show when you send your guy.
You can explore a little bit.
Yeah, in the current you can send guys out to explore, but they just go off screen. You don't see them. Well, now you actually get to go with them and see stuff. And I'm like, so they're adding on to that game.
Yeah, they're adding a little bit of Fallout 4 to that one. So it's a little cross-bleeding there, and it's pretty cool.
I was really excited about that one. That's the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah, and then the last one is a playable DLC. Yeah, like not just workshop stuff. Yeah. This one is
like Far Harbor. This is the new version of Far Harbor. Yeah. Nuka World. Yeah, Nuka World. It comes out in August.
Yeah, and it apparently basically lets you play a raider.
Finally,
yeah, which you were complaining about. You don't get.
I complained about the 21st
faction.
Yeah, there's no real evil faction. I complained about this back when Fallout 4 first came out.
Yeah,
it's like you can, if you really look at it, even though a lot of the factions can be assholes. They're all, you can justify one way or the other that they're the good. They could be good.
Yeah, they have their reasons.
If you align your philosophy with them, then they're the good guys, right? Yes. And like there is a faction of raiders, and there's several different groups of raiders throughout the whole game. And like, why can't I join the raider?
Yeah, like the.
And it always bugged me that I can't just be a raider, and just be go and you can be one, but you're still gonna get attacked by the raiders.
Yeah, well, this one I don't know if it'll affect raiders attacking your stuff, but you basically form your own faction, your own raider group, who can go in turn like conquer settlements.
Oh, cool!
So you can
instead of like building, helping settlements,
you could attack them and raid them. They come into your group
cool.
or whatever, and they pay
dominate them.
You dominate them.
That's cool.
It's kind of the same mechanic, and so it's kind of interesting. And then there's a whole new area, Nuka World, just like a theme park that's been turned into
a
this
Nuka-Cola theme
kind
park.
of raider hub. And
it looks interesting. Because there's the fighting ring in Fallout 4 you can go into, but when you walk in there, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, they start
attacking you. And I'm like, why there should be a way you can become good with the raiders, and then you can walk in here and just hang out and watch a fight or something.
Yeah.
And that bugged me a little bit.
Yeah, that was probably one of the few times that actually did bother me. It's like there's something here, but I can't actually enjoy it because
of the way the game's set up. And of course, you have to. I guess we also have to remember, like, we come from the Fallout 1 and 2 tradition where you can go up and talk to the bad guys and go talk to them.
Yeah, you have a conversation.
You can have a conversation, and like join them or have an option to become friends with them, as opposed to just like going in and fighting stuff. Which there are different types of games
in the Sprite era.
Yeah, and I mean they're different types of games. Yeah. I mean the old ones are RPGs, and the new one is an RPG, but it's an action first-person shooter RPG. Yeah. So I can understand why it's that way, but still, give me the option to become, somewhat friendly with the raiders, so I can go into raider areas without having to fight constantly.
Yeah,
but. So maybe we'll see how it changes the game. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. The Vault-Tech one is the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah, Vault-Tech one is definitely.
I'll be looking forward.
I need to finish Far Harbor.
I haven't started it. I updated it not long ago to do it, and I just haven't done it.
Just not enough time.
Not enough time, but hopefully I'll get to it soon.
Yeah.
Onward
and upwards.
Microsoft, their big thing this time around, or at the E3, was they have several games coming out. Gears of War 4.
Yeah. I haven't played
a bunch of other games. But the most interesting thing, I think, is that they're doing a cross-platform thing.
Yeah.
And cross-play. All their games in the future, or not, I guess all of them, or whatever, the ones that
they're planning to have several of their games.
They'll be on Xbox One and Windows 10.
Okay.
So
which most of them are already.
Which they come out that way anyway. But this one, you buy one of them and you get it on both.
Yeah.
So if you buy it on Xbox, you have it on PC.
When you were trying to explain this to me, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Like the first time you said that, it's like, it's going to be cross-play. I'm like, well, that's not new.
Well,
that's
cross-play is when you're able to play between...
my first thought was, like, the PC people will play against the Xbox people.
Which that's they cross-play,
do it, and then, like...
They've done it a little bit.
Yeah, and you were like, no, but you can buy it on both. And I'm like, well, yeah, though, you could... And then you're like, no, you don't understand. You buy it on one, and you have it on both. And I'm like,
I just pay one price,
exactly,
and you get it on both.
Which is cool because I mean, of course, I don't own an Xbox One.
Yeah,
I don't own a PS4.
It's kind of an incentive to own one, but it's kind of not as well because I can just play it on PC.
Yeah.
But they'll have all crossplay, so people on PC can play against people on Xbox and vice versa. And also you can have it on either, which I guess is pretty cool. Like if you have your Xbox One at home, you play it. And then if you have a laptop, you can play from there, too.
Yeah.
And take it if you travel or whatever. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. My problem with being like cross-play where Xbox people play against PCs is like, PC people have especially if it's like a first-person shooter, have a bit of an advantage, I think.
Well, it depends how people play. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people on PC play with keyboard and mouse, but a lot of people nowadays also play with controllers.
Yeah, and I bounce between depending on which. I'm not gonna play Dark Souls 3 without a controller.
Yeah, exactly.
That game is ridiculous to play with a keyboard and mouse.
So yeah, it just depends on the game, I think. And
I think I like the idea that if for whatever reason one day did buy a PS4, an Xbox One. Then I would have games I could play on it, and that's cool.
Yeah, and then I think this is their way of trying to. I mean, they have with the Xbox One and versus PS4. PS4 is obviously doing better.
Yeah,
and I think this is their way to kind of generate more players.
Well,
more
and
people.
They are kind of split across two platforms.
Well, yeah, I think they're embracing the PC again.
Oh yeah.
So, which is good. They should.
I mean, that was where they started.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of like they had their two franchises or whatever, and they
kind of neglected
finding
PC for a while.
Yeah, finding a way. Yeah, because they kept having games for Windows for a while. But in fact, my first copy of Fallout 3 was a game for Windows game, and I don't own it on Steam because of that.
Yeah,
and it's kind of annoying. And I tried to, I pulled it up, and I thought maybe I can punch in the CD key. No, it didn't work.
Yeah, I think the way I understood it, and I could be wrong on this, the way I understood it, they are going to getting back to Steam, where their games will be, the Windows 10 games will be on Steam.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure. I can't confirm.
Yeah,
that.
And I'm wondering about that because, I have Windows 10, and I can log into my Xbox account on there.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it ties into that, and it's going to be built into an app with that rather than me owning on Steam, which I guess wouldn't be that big of a deal just to have it. But
you can still link it to Steam regardless.
Yeah, you could. I like having everything in one place. I mean, I already used it and BattleNet to cover some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
But,
which you can link your BattleNet games to Steam as well.
Yeah.
So,
but what was that? What's Uplay?
Uplay. That's a Ubisoft.
Yeah, I don't like that program at all.
Yeah, that I don't know how much they actually use that anymore.
Well, and is it EA had their own one?
They all had their own one.
They had their own one, and I've heard nothing but bad things about the EA one, especially because a lot of people had problems with it for the new Sim game, Sim City.
Well, they kept doing a lot of online only, So I think the last SimCity was online only. They finally did away with that. Yeah. And it's offline as well. Yeah. Which I still would like to play the game. I just never did.
Our brother Josh had it, and it looked fun. They liked some of the stuff they did, but I never did get around to playing it or getting it. What else we got?
Okay, from Nintendo. We got the new Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, which
looks good.
I haven't really been excited about a Zelda game in a while.
I mean, the last one I played was Twilight Princess.
I played one of the last ones they put on Link Between Worlds or whatever.
On the DS?
On the DS.
Yeah, I didn't play that one.
Because it was Link to the Past, basically. It was a remake.
Yeah, it's a remake of that.
Well, it wasn't a remake, but it was a retread. It was in the same place. It wasn't a remake, really. It was just it's set in the same place, and
Used the same map, didn't it?
Yeah, same world map. A lot of the dungeons were all kind of revised and stuff, new dungeons and stuff. But it was it
had a new mechanic.
Yeah, it had a whole new mechanic where you could go on as a two-dimensional person on a wall thing. Yeah. But it was cool, and I liked it. But that's the last Zelda game I played. I didn't play Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess was good.
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword was the last one.
I didn't play that one.
I was gonna borrow it from Robert because he has them.
Yeah,
and
he's a huge Zelda
fan. And he's a big Zelda fan. And
but I don't own the Wii or Wii U.
I don't have. This is going to be on Wii U and their next console, whatever that's going to be. And so it looks great.
It looks cool.
It looks really good.
It looks like they're doing something really fresh.
Yeah, it looks like
it's open world. It's got some kind of crafting mechanics.
It looks like they're embracing a lot of the new RPG stuff.
Yeah,
and actually instead of yes, it's nice to stick with what you've been doing, but it's also good to embrace.
Well, they've done it to death.
And they really have, and I think they're really embracing a lot of the RPG elements.
Yeah, I think they're trying to shake it up a lot.
It looks to me this is just based on the video I've watched. It looks to me like they add, it's more. You have more characters now. Like, you have your Link, and you can choose the direction to go with them. Like, you can be armor-clad and use a sword or a shield, or you can use there's like a spear.
Yeah. So you have like other weapons instead of just the sword.
Because the original games, it would just be like, okay, this is the next good thing, and you just keep upgrading basically, and that's whatever new thing, that's what you wore.
Yeah.
And you didn't really backtrack. I mean, you might switch the color tunic or whatever.
Yeah.
To a different element, but for the most part, you didn't pick and choose. Yeah. This one, it looks like you can pick and choose.
Yeah, it was just like, instead of a set path of upgrades, this one looks like you can actually customize your stuff.
Yeah, and that looks interesting.
I think part of the reason I'm excited about it, because it looks like it's kind of set in the Ocarina of Time.
Well, here's the thing. There's already discussion on where this play falls in the timeline.
To me, it looks... I got Ocarina of Time...
it looks like the castle from Ocarina of Time.
It looks like castle. It looks like it's... I don't know what the time period is, but it looks like it's an overgrown version of it.
Yes.
Because the Master Sword's kind of rusty looking.
Yeah,
and
it's definitely set later in the timeline.
Yeah.
If you ever look at the timeline, it's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
There's the main timeline up until Ocarina of Time, and then it splits into 3 other ones.
Yeah.
And different the reason for each one. So there's the Wind Waker and the cel-shaded timeline, and there's Twilight Princess, and then there's 3 different ones. And Twilight Princess, and then the Majora's Mask timeline. So there's those 3. So it kind of gets complicated. So people are already speculating on what it is.
Where does this one fall? Or maybe it's a whole new one.
Later, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it also has elements from a lot of different ones, so it's kind of hard to place it.
Yeah.
But it definitely has a feel of this is set way later. Everything's overgrown.
Yeah.
Everything is
kind of return back
to nature.
Yeah,
it looks cool. Seems to be the theme.
I'm intrigued. Which I haven't been. Last few of them I saw. I'm like, what? It's another Zelda game. I just haven't. And I grew up loving the Zelda games. I mean, we played
Nintendo.
Link to the Past.
We grew up playing Nintendo.
Yeah,
and I haven't been excited about a Nintendo game in a while.
Yeah,
any Nintendo game.
And so
now, not enough to buy a Wii U.
Yeah, and now here's the problem: is like this game's gonna come out. Well, I don't know where I'm gonna play it unless you get a Wii U or the next system or whatever.
I will probably wait, and whatever their next one will be,
maybe get a bundle.
Surely they'll have some kind of bundle, and I can get it and the Zelda, or I'll just buy that.
I hope you get it, because then I can play it.
That'll probably be what happens, because there's no reason for me to get a Wii U. I just can't justify it for one game. I've done that before. And, with the PlayStation 3, I bought a PlayStation 3.
You bought PlayStation 3 for Metal Gear 3.
For Metal Gear 3, and, I do that. I've done that before, and I just
never
can't
done
justify doing that.
I've never done that.
So, I don't think I'll... But if the new system comes out and that game's really good, it might be worth it for that, but I'm not going to get a Wii U for it.
Yeah.
I will, If anything, I'll convince Robert to let me rent his for a month and play it.
Yeah. Hey, can I borrow this for a while?
After he's played it.
And maybe that might be the route. Can I steal it for a month for a month and we can play it?
And I'll pay you a little money
or
whatever.
Whatever. We'll make an exchange.
Yeah.
We'll barter. It looks good. I'm excited about it. And of course, we're talking about consoles. I'd never bought a console just for one game. I've been tempted, but I've never done it. The only console I bought for myself. I mean, all the other ones we shared in some way. Like we split the cost, or they were given to us by a parent. The Xbox 360, I own my own that one, and it was probably the one that I played the most.
Yeah, I played it a lot. It was really good. Probably it was just a good system,
but I mostly focused on PC. I mean, I've always been more of a PC guy, and I've always poured my money. Even when you and Graham and Josh were all like heavily into the Xbox. And like y'all, I remember one time we were all hanging out. Y'all were all playing Oblivion. Well, it must have been Oblivion.
Yeah.
Elder Scroll Oblivion. Y'all were all playing on your consoles.
Yeah.
And I was the only one playing on PC.
Well, that's why I bought the Xbox 360. I was like, either I can spend so much money to upgrade my PC to play Oblivion, or I can just buy an Xbox and buy it. And so I just went that route.
And that's what y'all did.
And now I've gone back. I play PC more now. And I just go wherever it feels right.
I stayed loyal to the PC. I played Morrowind on PC, of course. That was always on. And I was like, I stuck with it. I upgraded my PC, and I've always put more time and money into that rather than buying consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the consoles. I always want them, but I have to, manage my finances. What else we got? What's new?
Speaking of Nintendo, real briefly, this is kind of Nintendo. They showed this at E3. It was a April Fool's joke like a year ago, and it's a little attachment that goes on a smartphone that will basically give you controls like an old Game Boy.
Old Game Boy, yeah.
So you can play like Game Boy emulators on your phone. Now the original joke version of it was for iPhone and Android. Well, this one apparently only works on Android, but it plugs into the bottom of your phone. So you basically just use your phone screen as the screen for the game.
Use like half your screen,
and it has a cartridge slot in the back of it.
Oh, really?
But you have to have an emulator to use it.
Oh, that's weird. I thought you had the emulator, and then I didn't even know
I didn't know
it read the cartridge. I thought you just loaded up the game somehow.
Yeah, it has a cartridge in the back of it.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
I saw it and I thought it was funny, but I didn't really think it. I was like, that's cool, but it definitely seemed like one of the things like, oh, this is a joke, and everyone's like, oh, that's a good idea. We should actually make it.
Yeah, that's usually the way those things kind of go. It's supposed to go. Where did I see? Oh, it comes out sometime. I guess maybe I didn't get the date on it, but it's playable. They had it at E3. It worked. It's called the Hyperskin Smart Boy.
Smart Boy.
And
I mean, let's be honest, I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not either. But it's funny.
It is funny.
It's really cool looking.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get it.
Real quickly, since we're on the Nintendo stuff, never have I been so... I've been kind of tempted to buy a new 3DS.
Yes.
Just for the bigger screen. We're playing on the 2DS because it was the cheaper route.
Yes.
And I've loved my 2DS. It's been super useful. But I was looking at the Nintendo eShop.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the old Super Nintendo stuff is available on the new 3DS.
Is it?
Yeah. Super Metroid's on there. Link to the Past is on there.
Super Metroid's on there now?
Well, yeah. But it's only for the new 3DS. It doesn't work on the 2DS. So now I'm like, I've just destroyed your and so now I really, really want to.
I love Super Metroid.
I know,
it's one of my favorite games.
So I'm really wanting to upgrade to a new 3DS,
because my biggest problem was they had the Super Metroid on the eShop, but it was only for the Wii
and the Wii U.
Wii U.
It was for them, and I think it was a big push to get people to buy a Wii U as well. But now it's available. On the new 3DS, you can get them.
It has to be the new one?
That's what it said on the store at the bottom of the screen.
I thought, I'm like, the newest one has the better hardware.
Yeah, so. And it said new for the new 3DS only. And I'm like, oh. So I may look into trading in my 2DS and scraping up a little bit of money.
Did you see the new, it's only in Japan, the Sun and Moon 3DS?
No, I did not.
They're okay. They just got the lion and the moon thing on it.
Yeah. I really like. Robert had the Zelda one.
Yeah,
that one's cool. I've seen a couple of people with that, and that one was kind of cool. Yeah. But I also just like the bigger screen. I'm a junkie for a big screen.
Nice,
and the 2DS is great. And I don't realize how it seems perfect. It's like, I don't need any more than this. And then when Robert comes over and he's got his 3DS and he's sitting next to me, and I'm like, I feel so impotent all of a sudden, like that tiny screen.
Yeah, and it's fine. The only problem I have with it is it doesn't close, so the screen, mine's always covered in dust.
It gets dusty. I'm constantly wiping it off. It gets dirty.
But all right.
So now I've made you want something.
Speaking of 3DS, I did have it there on my list. They announced a new RPG that looks kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me of a Zelda and Animal Crossing, a little blend of both.
Okay.
It's called Ever Oasis. And it has this whole thing where you're building a oasis, basically.
Okay.
And so you build
like in a desert kind of thing?
Yeah. But you're also exploring a desert and finding dungeons. Fighting stuff kind of like Zelda.
You all choked up over it?
No, I got a hiccup there. Fighting stuff in dungeons and then solving puzzles as well. So it has a very Zelda mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
It even kind of looks like that. The style is kind of like, not like in terms of theme, just the play. Reminds me of Zelda a lot.
Okay.
So that looked kind of interesting.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, I didn't.
If I end up getting a 3DS because of that, I might have to
there's another game I want. And I can get it for the 2DS, but the new Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
And I love strategy games. I love like grid-based tactic games. And Fire Emblem is always one of those games I really wanted to play. And I own a few of them, but I've never put a lot of time. But I always played like what's the game?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The war game. I've gone completely
I know
blank.
what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name either.
There was Dual Strike, but what's the name of the...
I don't know.
Oh, that's bothering. I know.
Okay.
You go on.
You look that
up.
I'll
look it up.
I'll talk about something
Advanced Wars.
Advanced Wars,
yeah.
Advanced Wars
it came out on the Game Boy Advance first.
Yeah.
I love that game. Anyway.
I'm going through my list here.
Yeah, we're getting short on time. So much stuff.
We haven't even covered half the stuff on my list.
Yeah.
Let's see. What should we go to next? Batman?
Let's talk a little Batman.
Okay, two things from Batman in D3.
Yeah.
So we have we talked a lot about Telltale.
Batman, the Telltale game
series.
Which is just Batman.
Yeah, it's Batman, the Telltale series.
Or just Batman.
It's coming out this summer.
Yeah.
It'll be
episodic thing.
No video or anything. I really wanted to see a video.
Yeah,
they had demos at E3, and I read about those. The interesting thing is, they've really talked about you making decision choices and that affecting the game.
Yeah,
so that's kind of interesting.
Games. That's
also,
all those games
apparently, this one
way.
You'll be playing Bruce Wayne a lot more.
Yeah.
Than the other Batman games.
Well, that's cool.
So. It's kind of interesting. It looks like decisions affecting what you do in like a party situation, and the way manner will affect.
Will determine if Jason Todd dies and turns into the Red Hood.
Yeah, and I don't know, but it's kind of
which drink would you like?
So that looks interesting. We'll see how that comes out. I don't know about it. I don't know. I never played any of their games, so I don't know what. The thing, for understand, it's a lot of the same stuff that they do, but
it's a lot about like making choices and following a path and seeing how it comes out.
Plays out. So I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued. I still want to play the Game of Thrones one.
Yes.
That one kind of interests me because I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited because episode 9 is tonight.
Yes.
Anyway, that's a sidetrack.
We don't have time for sidetracks. Looks interesting, looks intriguing. The early buzz is good. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of Batman, also, they had a big announcement that I'm really intrigued about. The Batman Arkham series, the Rocksteady games.
Yeah.
They're putting out a Arkham VR, Batman Arkham VR.
Okay.
Game. It's a VR. They announced it at the E3. I'm a little confused on it because it's a roughly 60-minute murder mystery. So I'm getting it's
not like a big game. Like a lot of these VR games are not ginormous.
Yeah, they're not very long, which I can understand. Why would you spend 2 hours and hours and hours playing a headset on?
Well, and also it's still new waters. They're still trying to figure out what all we can do in this space. It's experiments more than anything.
The cool thing is being made by Rocksteady.
Yeah,
it's set in the Arkham world.
Okay.
Arkham game world. I've read a little bit of spoilers on the demo and what the starting of the story is, so I don't want to spoil it on here, but you're interested. I'm intrigued.
So you're gonna go buy a VR headset immediately?
Well, speaking of VR headset, best possible. So it's.
Yeah, the open source.
Well, the problem also, I think this is exclusive to PlayStation.
Oh, well, that doesn't do me any good.
Which is good for me, but I don't want to buy
an exclusive.
I had to buy the PlayStation
for tied to your console.
Yeah, so I had to see how much that is. I don't know, but shifting gears a little bit, affordable VR. So
real briefly,
the what's it called? The open source VR consortium.
I like the word consortium.
It's a good word. Open source virtual reality consortium. They put out a headset. It's already out. You can buy it.
Oh yeah.
For $3.99.
Yeah,
which is half the cost of the other ones.
Yeah. I looked at it.
It matches
most of the technical specs.
It matches all the technical specs of Rift and the Vive.
I mean, I still want the only thing that
it doesn't have the headset like the Vive, like the Rift does. Rift has sound built in.
If
but
Vive would
doesn't.
Put out one that had a built-in headset and mic that are good, I would want. That's the one I would go with, just because I use Steam the most. Though Rift just kind of has, if I were going to buy one, I'm not buying one right now.
No.
If I were going to, I don't know. I kind of lean toward Rift just because it got the headset and the microphone built in, and I don't want to have to juggle those things.
Yeah.
But Vive is the one I want to support because I play everything on Steam, and I know. I don't know. I just really want one, but I'm waiting for the next generation. I'm waiting for the second models. I'm waiting for the second models of them.
I'm not going to buy the first model. Second model. But I think that one's interesting because the open source still it provides basically the same thing.
Yeah.
For a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, and so it's more,
and that's great. And I'm glad that's happening because that means prices will go down.
Especially since this one game I mentioned last week that they showed more for Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Yes.
Which, to be honest, I'm a little disappointed about the way the game looked.
Yeah, it doesn't look
it doesn't look very new. It looks like an older game. It really, it's Artemis. Game, all it is Artemis, and except it's set in Star Trek. It's actually a Star Trek Artemis. Artemis, for those who don't know, is a bridge crew game that everyone's computer screen was just a control panel, and so you're all sitting in the room, playing.
It's a LAN game.
It's a LAN game only type
everyone
thing.
Has their computer
we played at our LANs, pretty fun. We were drunk at the time, and it makes an interesting situation. But but it's a lot of fun. Well, it looks like a VR version of Artemis set and with actual Star Trek license. But and it's really cool. It looks like so much fun. Like I could see us having a lot of fun, but the buy-in costs. Everyone has to have their own VR set to play it. It plays, I think,
that's the
four.
Problem.
I think it plays 4 players. That means you have to have 4 VR headsets to do it. And I'm like, that's cool. And I've been dying to see what multiplayer VR looks like, but
it's one of those things where I think they'll have that set up at booth at events.
Yeah.
Cons and stuff will have this set up.
Oh, yeah.
They have Artemis set up.
Yeah, I saw Artemis at
several
of the conventions.
And they'll have it set up there, but it won't be a big thing for mass market unless you just happens that you and a bunch of friends already have a VR headset and you just start let's get together and do this. But
Artemis is the much easier route because all you need,
you only have to buy one copy.
Yeah, everyone has a laptop or a PC, and you can buy a copy and run it on everyone.
Yeah,
and and it's like I think it's pay what you want anyway.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know.
I understood it was. I thought you pay one cost and then you.
It might be, but
get It's not expensive. All your system.
It's not expensive, but that's a funny one. We'll probably definitely try it again. We didn't. I don't know if we did it at the last. We didn't do it at the last LAN, but I think
we
may try to
got burned out the last two.
I think we'll definitely try again. I think especially if we are able to get everyone in one room this time.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it would be a lot better for Artemis because we were spread across rooms. The first time it was fun because we were running all over the place like crazy people trying to keep everything managed. But yeah. Okay. Well, we're running close on time. So, anything else you want to talk about from E3 real quick before?
Nothing that was like really, big. I'm really excited about.
Inside.
Inside.
Let's talk about
Inside.
that.
Inside is the game from the
makers,
Playdead from the makers of
Limbo.
Yeah. And it looks good. It looks really morbid.
It looks dark.
It's really dark.
Oh, it looks tastefully dark.
Yeah, it's basically you play a child again. But you're
Limbo was dark.
Yeah, Limbo was dark. It's following that thread. They're playing a child who's running from kidnappers or something.
That's what it looks like.
It looks like he's running from people who are trying to kill him for whatever reason.
Yeah, I watched the little trailer for it.
Here's the problem I have with a lot of E3 games. A lot of times they have demos and they show videos, and I don't really want to watch them because I'm afraid it's going to spoil stuff for me, and I don't want to be spoiled. I just want to play it. Give me a trailer. I watched the trailer, and the Inside didn't have a trailer. It's just some gameplay. So I watched it for like 5 minutes just to get a taste
little bit of it.
But I didn't want to be spoiled because I just want to play it.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard for me to watch some of this stuff.
It has that kind of Limbo side-scroller thing with a little more going as far as textures and colors and depths and stuff. A lot of depth. It looks
3D.
Beautiful. But yeah, you're running through the woods trying to hide, and these people, like, the first thing I saw was someone running up and grabbing this kid and strangling him, and I'm like, my jaw just dropped. I was like,
it's kind of a puzzle game kind of thing where you're like figuring out how to get through this environment as quickly as possible so you don't get caught.
Yeah.
So it's like you run through for a little bit, and if you don't jump at this right point, you'll trip on a log, and then the guy will grab you and strangle you. So the next time you remember, I gotta jump over to this log, and you run. Oh, now that guy's shooting at me, and I gotta, if
I get here and I run out, this guy's gonna shoot me, or if I can wait and hide. But there's also a guy chasing behind. It looks really intense. It looks fun.
Really intense. It looks like
I loved Limbo. And it was one of my favorite indie games, and so I'm interested to play whatever Playdead puts out. I didn't see a release date for it.
I don't know. I didn't either. I meant to look it up, but I forgot. But it looks good. I think it's coming out this year.
It says July.
July. Okay, it's not.
Yeah, July 7th. That's on Xbox One. I don't know if that's PC the same day. But
I believe it's a little later on one of them.
Well, according to this, June 29th for Xbox One. Windows is July 7th, so it's only about a week.
I knew there was one of them was getting it lower.
It's only like a week later, but that's fine. I'll wait. I can wait a week. I would definitely check that game out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just have to. Do you have anything else you want to cover briefly?
Nothing really. I mean, there's a bunch of games mostly I would just say they announced this and it looks interesting. But I don't.
We'll stop here and we'll come back next week and cover some more E3 stuff that we didn't get to. There's just so much stuff. There's so much stuff. But I'm excited. So many games. I don't know when I'm going to have time to play them all. There's games out I haven't got to yet. Yeah. And games I own I haven't got to yet.
Yes.
So it's just
and that's always the case.
It's always the case.
Some games just fall by the wayside and nothing you can do about it.
And when you're just so excited about games, it's so hard to play them all.
Yes.
Unless I just don't have a job or don't make money or why can't I win the lottery and just play games all the time?
That'd be nice.
It'd be nice. Mm-hmm. I'd be called lazy and
no, we still do the podcast. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
We wouldn't be completely unproductive. Productive as this is.
Anyway, thank you for listening. This is, as always, you can go to our website at deafandumb.com, DEAFNDUMB.com, because we can't have an ampersand. Right? Yeah. I know I complain about it a lot, but that would be nice. I'm not letting it go. And you can go there. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play. please do that if you care. Mm-hmm. You can rate us if you care.
Yes. Please do that. Check out Victoria's pictures.
Yes, please go to our Facebook page.
Go and like that.
Like the picture. We always like support artists because they're always better at art than we are. And she did an amazing job. She's a fantastic artist. I'm always impressed with what she's doing. So I wanted to do something, and I knew she was like one of the first people that popped in my head. I was like, I should talk to her about doing it. And I'm glad she said, she would do it, and she did.
So subscribe, rate, all that stuff.
All that stuff. Go and
follow us on Twitter.
Which we probably should do more with. But anyway, new episodes every Monday. Mm-hmm. So listen to us, follow us, subscribe. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May, and this has been Deaf and Dumb.